We are at the Insulaco Arena at Marywood University. Tonight, it is the opening game of the 2017-2018 season for the Pacers men. Tonight, they take on Penn State Lehigh Valley. Hi everyone, along with Niccolo Manzo, I'm Brendan Murphy. Glad to be with you tonight. It is the home opener and the opening game for the men this year. They are coming off a bit of an off season. They were 5-20 last season, with all of their wins coming in conference. And one of the key things that I feel like they need to do this year in comparison to what they did last year is they need to take higher percentage shots, protect the ball, and you really need to make up for losing your big rebounder, Dexter Shy, who graduated this year.
Absolutely, Brendan. I mean, we went over the stats this week. A lot of the shooting percentage numbers for the Pacers, they weren't too pretty, you know. You saw them as well, so they really got to work on, as you said, looking for those better shots and converting them, because really getting them is half the battle, converting them is the other half.
Well, one player who made a huge impact for the team last year was junior now, Jeremy Ringland. He set the school record for blocks in a single season with 63, and he also finished 13th in the nation in blocks, which is huge.
Absolutely.
For 200-plus Division III schools.
Well, I'll tell you, we know Ringland's probably going to play big in this game tonight because of the height advantage that he has over any other Penn State Lehigh Valley player. I believe it's 3 inches over any other player. So you're going to look tonight for the Pacers to probably really try to exploit that, send the ball inside to Ringland, develop their offense through him either in the post or working inside-out kind of game where the perimeter opens up as a result of the attention being paid to Ringland on the inside.
Well, you mentioned Ringland on the inside. He was their leading scorer last year, averaging just over 14 points a game. Another guy that the Pacers are going to rely on a lot is going to be Tip Swartz, who ran the point for most of the year last year, and he is a big-time three-point shooter. The thing that will help him a lot this year will be him be able to convert on more of his threes. His three-point percentage was a little bit low last year, so in order for him to improve, that'll have to go up a little bit.
Well, back to the height thing again, Tip is a tall guard. He's 6'5", so again, this matchup kind of plays right into his hands tonight, I think. It's going to be an interesting game tonight for sure. Again, with the shooting percentage, that's the name of the game of basketball. You got to put the ball in the basket, so Pacers have to shoot better if they want to win more games this season.
And another thing about this Pacers team, they are very young. Only 8 returning players and 7 freshmen, one of which, Donovan Catchings, will be starting for the Pacers tonight at the 1. So we'll be interested to see how he plays because we haven't seen him play yet. A lot of the freshmen we haven't really gotten to see play yet.
Throwing him right in the fire, right off the bat.
Exactly. I'm very intrigued to see how he plays. So when we come back, we will have the starting lineups and the opening tap right here on TVM.
As I pull out in my Rolls Royce, yellow bone passenger. They see it, they say, oh boy. Tell Cali, back it up, my call me loco. Down for armed trafficking, don't make me pull up. Ask you what you laughing at. Represent that mud life. Dirty money, better get your mud right. We come together, holding hands and holler hood life. We all strapping all black, it's like, hey. You riding to what? Cause we riding tonight.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get it up. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up. And they stay there, and they say yeah, and they stay there. Cause all I do is win, win, win. And if you going in, put your hands in the air, make them stay there.
Heat in the kitchen, pot on the stove. Water getting boiled, being sold. Snoopy in the hookie, system overload. I've been running this rap game since I was 20 years old. I hung with the worst of them, bust till I burst them up, floss them up, toss them up, harder work, close them up. Pardon me, I'm bossing up, pressure up, bless you, bro, don't mess with us. We like the youth in the 80s, back to back, set a track. hit the lick, get it back, get the trick, jump the track, want my money back. Time and time again, while I'm sipping on this gin. Al Davis said it best, just win, baby, win.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up. And they stay there, and they say yeah, and they stay there. Cause all I do is win, win, win. And if you going in, put your hands in the air, make them stay there.
Yeah, I wear my chain to the game, but for the game, I sip champagne from the World Cup. Oh yeah, I'm here to stir shit up. I pray on the hill in Brazil to Christ the Redeemer, but most kids worship us. I'm just warming up. I'm almost ready. Turn it up a bit more and have fun. Check me out, though.
And welcome back to the Interlocal Arena, everyone. Again, I'm Brendan Murphy along with Nicolo Manzo. This year, what we plan to do is make the broadcast as great as we possibly can. And you could see some of the new graphics that we've come up with. And I'm very encouraged by how they've looked. And I like to continue making new ones as much as we can. So I appreciate all the feedback we got last year. And for all the new parents listening out there, I'll be here with you for the next 3 more years, and we are thrilled to bring you Pacers basketball on TVM.
We certainly are.
So right now, we are just about getting set for the national anthem. So we will have that and the starting lineups.
Before we begin, we ask you to please rise, if able, and remove your caps as we honor the United States of America with the playing of our national anthem. As always, we remind you that the NCAA Colonial States Athletic Conference and Marywood University promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, or sexist comments or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives, as well as the public intoxication, the consumption or possession of alcoholic beverages and tobacco products are grounds for removal from the side of the competition and other disciplinary actions. Now let's introduce the starters for the visiting Lions. Number 0, a junior from Glen Ridge, New Jersey, Zach Thomas. Number 1, a senior from Apex, North Carolina, Tarvis Gilbert. Number 3, a junior from Sanford, North Carolina, Jeremiah Jenkins. Number 21, a senior from Percy, AJ Molitari. And number 33, a senior from Harnett County, North Carolina, Jonathan Bowie. Penn State Lehigh Valley is coached by Mike DeCarolis, assistant coach Mike DeCarolis Sr. and Robert Lee.
A 6'5" junior, number 3, Kendall Farrell. A 6'4" senior, number 12, Jeremy Ringland. A 6'8" junior, number 33, and James Curley, a 6'2" senior, number 32. So, if you couldn't already tell, this Pacers team has a good mix of young and old, but the young is a majority of freshmen. There is a vast majority of freshmen and sophomores on this team, and we've seen last year that some of the freshmen were able to contribute, namely John Grassi and Tommy DiFilippo, who spent a lot of time playing the 1 position and did a good job handling the ball for the point for the Pacers.
Well, you always like to have that good mix of young and old, good veteran presence. By the same respect, you're setting yourself up nicely for the future. So really the question now is just who's going to be that guy this year?
Well, looking at the team this year, I see a lot of things that can go right, and this team looks like they're going to be in good shape.
Well, we're about to find out, Brendan.
So we are just about set to go as the teams are breaking away from their benches and heading to center court for the opening tap. And we are just about set to go as they take it at center court. And we are underway in the 2017 season. So Penn State wins the tap. They are in the road blue, will move left to right. The Pacers in the home gray will move right to left. Thomas has it at the top. Gets a screen there from Bouet. The pass out to the corner. That shot comes off. Pulled back down by Bouet.
Already an offensive board there, Brendan.
Thomas controls it. Gets it out to the top of the key. That shot is off. Another rebound by Bouet. And it will be Pacers ball as Bouet knocked it out of bounds.
That highlights one of your concerns there, that possession, Brendan. Nearly 2 offensive rebounds on 1 trip. Something the Pacers are going to have to take care of.
Catchings brings it up in his first college game of his career. The freshman out of Dallastown High School in Pennsylvania. Tip Schwartz controls it, gets it out to Catchings. Inside to Ringland, he backs down on Bouet. That shot comes off. Farrell almost got the rebound, but it'll be headed the other way as Thomas comes up with it. The drive in and the foul and the bucket. Tarvis Gilbert gets it to go. I tell you what, the Pacers didn't do a good job getting back in transition on that one.
No, and I think we talked about the height difference. That's something that Penn State's going to look to capitalize on all night there, those transition buckets.
So Gilbert is at the charity stripe for his first free throw attempt of the year. And it's good. So Penn State leads it 3-0. We are a little over a minute played here in the first half. Pass inside to Farrell. Gives it to Catchings. Catchings looking to make something happen. Has it tipped. Curley with it. Curley gets a screen from Farrell. He's going to drive. Kick out to Ringland. And he'll be called for taking multiple steps. That's a travel. And we're headed the other way. One thing we definitely talked about in the open was the turnovers. They had a lot of them last year, and they need to focus on limiting those turnovers. Goes out of bounds, and it will head the other way as the Pacers get it back. Catchings will bring it up. He gets it into Ringland, who's at the top of the post. Ringland out to Catchings, into the corner, Schwartz for three, and it's good, and the Pacers have their first bucket of the year. Tip Schwartz gets the Pacers on the board. Gilbert brings it in, the pass is tipped around, Bouye with it, up to the top to Jeremiah Jenkins, and we're gonna have a foul called. The foul on Kendall Farrell. That's his first. Thomas will inbound. Gets it up top to Jenkins. Jenkins drives a shot over Ringland. I think Ringland may have gotten a piece of that one, but the Pacers come down with the rebound. And it looks like Farrell got poked in the eye on that one. So Farrell's going to tough it out. He'll stay on the court. So Catchings will bring it up. He gets a screen from Ringland. Catchings for three. That comes off. Schwartz was crashing for the rebound, but he couldn't get it. Pass over to Jenkins. Jenkins drives. The little floater is no good. The rebound pulled down by Farrell. We're headed the other way, and that one is tipped and knocked out of bounds by Moltier.
Well, defensive game so far here, Berman. A lot of up and down the court, back and forth, a lot of shots going up. Not a lot of them finding the bottom of the net, though.
You hit the nail on the head right there. We're just about 3 minutes into this game, and it's 3-3. They get it into Schwartz. Schwartz looked like he might have gotten fouled. They get it over to Farrell in the corner for three. Ringland with the tip in. And Ringland is on the board. Thomas brings it up. He's going to drive. Shot over Schwartz. And it's going to be out of bounds as it hit the shot clock.
Pacers have got to be careful. They're getting in the right position to bring down the rebounds.
Catchings will bring it up. He gets a screen from Ringland and another screen from Farrell. They get it to Curley. Curley for three. That's short. Rebound pulled down by James Middleton just into the game. A 6-foot junior, number 13. That shot will come off. Rebound pulled down by Thomas. They get it over to Gilbert. Gilbert for three. That comes off. Curley pulls down the rebound.
Penn State now just 1 for 7 on the game. Make that 1 for 8.
Catchings looking for something to happen. He drives to the hole, and that one comes off. Farrell pulls down the rebound, and he'll be fouled from behind. So Farrell will head to the line. Lewis Haggart will come into the game, a 6'2 freshman, number 10 for Penn State Lehigh Valley. Kendall Farrell at the line. That will come off. Thomas brings it up. That shot, it rolls around the rim, gets the friendly roll. Middleton is on the board. And we're tied 5-5, about 4.5 minutes played here in the first half. Farrell gives it off to Catchings. He gets a screen. Inside to Ringland. Ringland backing down. Pass out to Curley. Up to Schwartz, they'll reset. 9 seconds to shoot. Catchings with it. Gets a screen from Farrell. And we're going to have a foul called. That foul will be on Lewis Haggart. That's his first.
Bad foul there late in the shot clock.
Joey Monahan, a 6'4 freshman, will check in for the Pacers, getting his first action of the year. Catchings gets a screen from Monahan. Catchings will drive. That comes off. Monahan with the rebound and the putback. Joey Monahan is on the board with his first college points, and we will have a timeout. How about that? 30 seconds into your first college game, you get on the board.
No better way to do it. You kind of get the nerves right out of the way. See, they tried to run a pick and roll there, and he just came in for the offensive board, got a beautiful putback, and just like that, Marywood has a lead.
7-5 is that lead. We're a little over 5 minutes played here in the first half. We have Tip Schwartz has 3, Ringland with 2, and Monahan got on the board with 2 points. And they've only turned the ball over twice. It's a start. We'll see how it goes in the future. But how about Kendall Farrell with 3 rebounds already? And he definitely looks like he's starting to step up to take over for the graduated Dexter Shy.
Well, I think as we said before the game, a couple of our concerns are being dealt with here. The rebound battle's even. And they got a 3 to go early.
Well, the Pacers had the press on there. The shot from Moultier is off. Farrell with another rebound. That's 4 on the night already. They get it over to Curley. Farrell gives him a screen. Monahan over to Catchings. Catchings wide open for 3. That comes off. Thomas pulls down the rebound for Penn State. Into the corner. Farrell with the steal. Headed the other way. A nice little move there by Farrell. Gets it inside to Joey Monahan. And he gets the friendly roll. 4 points for Joey Monahan in his college debut.
Well, we talked about who's going to step up this year. Monahan already entering his name into the contest.
Yeah, I mean, he's a big kid. I mean, he's about 6'4", and he looks like he's built like a good forward who can play down in the 3 or the 4 position.
A sloppy game early on here for Lehigh Valley. They just can't ice
Eric
cold
Johnson,
from the floor.
6'4" freshman, will check into the game for Penn State. Over to Schwartz. They get it to Farrell in the corner. That pass was tipped. Farrell drives. The reverse layup is good. Nice little reverse there by Kendall Farrell. Yeah, 11-5, the Pacers lead. That shot is short. Monahan pulls down the rebound. Catchings will bring it up the floor. Over to Schwartz. Schwartz gets it over to Jack DeGroot. I think that was Monahan that scored that one again. Or was that? Jack DeGroot had that one. We had a steal. Schwartz with a 3. He's got it. And another timeout for Penn State.
What a start.
How about that?
What a start for the Pacers here. And you couldn't have got off to a worse start if you're Penn State Lehigh Valley. 2 of 11 from the floor, 0 of 4 from 3. Just a nightmarish start here for the Nittany Lions.
I'll tell you what I've seen in the first 7.5 minutes of this game is that this Pacers team is hungry. They know they didn't play that well last year, but they're hungry. They want to get to the playoffs this year. So what better than a non-conference opponent like Penn State Lehigh Valley, who was a solid team last year in their own respect. And I'm very encouraged by the play of Joey Monahan so far.
Well, that has to be close to what, a 9-0, 11-0 run there for the Pacers they just ripped off, so everything is trending in their direction.
It has been tremendous. A tremendous start for the Pacers thus far.
Hitting on all cylinders early on in the game here, as I said. And, you know, defense leads to good offense, and that's what's proving here. Off that steal, you saw the three-pointer fall. Their threes are falling at a 2-for-6 clip, so that's pretty good. 50% from the field. And the rebound battle's even, so they're doing everything they said we needed to do earlier in the game.
Absolutely, they are. Eric Gaynor is into the game for Penn State, a 5'10 junior, number 4. They kick it out to Gaynor, who gets it back over to Gilbert. Gilbert for 3, that's good.
Penn State needed that bucket.
Another freshman into the game. Cone Cockrell is into the game. Schwartz for 3. Again for Tip Schwartz. Higher percentage shots, they are falling for Tip in this one. 19-8, we're a little over 8 minutes played in the first half. The shot over the group is good. That's A.J. Multier who hit that one.
Pacers doing a good job not making anything easy, though, here for Penn State.
That pass is stolen away. They get it over to Gaynor. Gaynor drives over Monahan. Monahan might have gotten a piece of that one. Farrell comes down with it. Headed the other way by Cockrell. Schwartz for 3. That one comes off. Farrell was fighting for it, but he couldn't get it. And it's off his foot, and it will head the other way. Jeremiah Jenkins had it kick off his foot, and the Pacers get it back. Jeremy Ringland back into the game for the Pacers. Inside to Ringland, that's kicked away, and Multier comes up with it. The shot inside by Bouye is good. 19-12, we're about 9.5 minutes played.
Lions are doing a good job keeping Ringland in check, but the Pacers are finding offense from plenty of other places.
They get it back up to Schwartz at the top of the key. That pass is knocked away by Jenkins. Zach Thomas will come back into the game, as well as Donovan Catchings for the Pacers. They get it over to DeGroot. Schwartz inside to Monahan. DeGroot with it, gets it over to Catchings, and that one's going to be stolen away by Bouye. Bouye headed the other way, and that layup is good. DeGroot tried to take the charge there, but it was unsuccessful.
And just like that, a little run back now from Penn State.
19-14 the score. We're under 10 minutes played here in the first half. Schwartz gets it to DeGroot. DeGroot for three. That comes off. Ripped out of the air by Multier. The foul will be on DeGroot there. That's his first. That shot comes off. Schwartz got his hand on that and tipped it to Monahan. Had it stolen for a second, but Monahan got it back. I tell you what, the one thing that's looked good for the Pacers thus far is the field goal percentage. They're shooting 41% from the field to Penn State Lehigh Valley's 35% as that shot comes off from Schwartz. Thomas with it. Started by DeGroot. Stolen away by Schwartz. He's coming the other way. Tim Schwartz with the slam. How about that? First game of the year. Tim Schwartz throws it down.
Crowd loves it here.
Looks like we had an illegal screen called there. The foul will be on Bouye. That is an illegal screen. And the Pacers will take a timeout. 21-14 Pacers. 8:37 to play here in the first half. What a tremendous performance so far for the Pacers. Right out of the gate this year. They're on fire in this one.
Showing good defensive intensity early. They really swarm into the ball. They're making a lot of their looks tough. Even if they are allowing a bucket, they're making it a contested look, and they're getting good points off turnovers too. So they're converting when they do steal the ball. They are converting. They have 12 points off turnovers here tonight compared to the Lions only having 4. So it's a pretty big swing.
Absolutely it is. This team looks really good. They're shooting 30% from beyond the arc. They have a tie in the rebounding department, but they're shooting 47% from the field.
Well, they're really making a concerted effort here early, Lehigh Valley, to keep the ball out of the inside, it seems to me. So these shots that are falling for the Pacers, they really have to be falling in order for them to have this kind of a lead. As we said before, a lot of the offense they're going to try to run tonight was through Ringgold, and it appears as though Lehigh Valley was feeling the same way, because they're doing everything in their power to keep the ball from getting into his hands. So that opens the door for people like Schwartz to hit from the three-point line. And that's something that's going to have to keep up in this game if they want to maintain this lead.
And you hit the nail on the head. We talked before the game about how this team could take advantage of Penn State's lack of height, and they can drive inside and kick out to the outside to take a lot of threes. And they're making their threes thus far. So Catchings will bring it up. Gets it over to DeGroot. Catchings looking to make something happen. He drives, passes it over to Monahan. Ringland for three. That comes off. Pulled down by Thomas. And there's a fight for the ball on the floor. Curley comes up with it, gets it to Catchings, and he's fouled, and he will head to the line.
Penn State making a few sloppy passes here these last 2 trips down the floor, leading to turnovers and either layups or 2 shots for the Pacers.
First one is good there by Catchings. And he goes 2 for 2 at the line. That pass out to Middleton. Gilbert has it. Gilbert drives, kicks it out to Hawes. That shot is going to come off. Monahan pulls down the rebound. Catching's up to Curley. Curley with the lay-in attempt is no good. He gets his own rebound and has it blocked. Bouye bringing it the other way. He kicks it out to Gilbert. Gilbert for three. In and out. Ringland pulls down the rebound. The Pacers have been very patient so far in this one, waiting for a good shot. And that's a good sign of things to come for later in the season, because if they continue to do this, they shouldn't have any issues scoring the basketball. Look at the group there. A nice little up and under.
Pacers continue to blow right by these Lehigh Valley players' baseline.
The drive, and we're going to have a foul called. That'll send Middleton to the line. Foul was called on Jeremy Ringland. That's his first. The first shot from Middleton comes off. Kendall Farrell will come in. Joey Monahan will take a seat on the bench. He did a very good job in his first minutes in college.
Absolutely. He has a couple inches on him, and he's still out rebounding him.
Middleton's second is good. Gets the friendly roll. And we're headed the other way as Catchings will bring it up. Curley gets it over to DeGroot. Inside to Ringland. Ringland uses his height, steps through the defenders, and gets the bucket. Jeremy Ringland with 4 points.
Marywood's got everything working right now. Inside game, outside game. It's tough to defend them.
Curley comes up with it. DeGroot has it. He drives, gets it to Ringland. Ringland over to Farrell. Farrell drives. The double pump is good. Kendall Farrell. He gets himself on the board, and he gets a steal. Farrell has a shot from the top of the key. That's no good. Over to Thomas. Thomas drives, and we're going to have a block called. Gilbert will come back in. And John Grossi will make his 2017 debut as Catchings will head to the bench. Grossi was a very underrated performer for the Pacers last year. He did a lot of good things handling the point for the Pacers as they get the friendly roll there. That's Johnson. And Grossi will bring it up. Curley gets it over to DeGroot. Ringland finds Farrell. Farrell's got it. Farrell has 4. Ringland gets the assist. The Pacers lead 31-17. We are just about 15 minutes played here in the first half. 5:19 to go. We had a foul on the floor there.
Pacers really starting to effectively get the ball to the basket and get good open layups.
Foul there was called on Curley. That's his first. As Thomas makes his first free throw. DeGroot will head to the bench, and Tip Swartz returns to the game. And Tom DiFilippo will also check in for the Pacers, making his 2017 debut. Thomas goes 2 for 2 at the line. 31-19 the score, 5:16 to play here in the first half. Get it over to Schwartz, and he is pushed from behind. Gilbert is guilty of the foul there. Lewis Haggart checks back in. They get it into Grassi, and Schwartz has it. Back up top to DiFilippo. Over to Grassi. Grassi finds Farrell. Gives it over to Schwartz. They're moving the ball very well right now. Schwartz back to DiFilippo. Inside to Ringland. Back out to DiFilippo. He drives. The little floater is good. Tommy DiFilippo gets on the board. We're going to have a foul there on Grassi. That's his first. And DeGroot will return as Grassi will head to the bench. First shot by Thomas is good. I tell you what, we have a real nice crowd on hand. I know you can't really see it because of where our camera is positioned, but if at some point we can get a shot of the crowd, it's a pretty sizable crowd for an opening night game. A lot of Pacers faithful are very excited about the men this year. They get it over to Schwartz. They get it to DiFilippo. Back over to Schwartz. Schwartz from the top for three. That's good.
Kind of felt like he was going to shoot there.
Schwartz in this one, 14 points. The shot from Jenkins is good. (36-22). We're under 4 minutes to play in the first half. Schwartz over to DeGroot. DeGroot to DiFilippo. Farrell inside the DeGroot. He's got it. Thomas drives. The up and under comes off. Pulled down by Farrell. Farrell has 7 rebounds now in this one. They get it over to DiFilippo. Back up to the top to Schwartz. Over to DeGroot. DiFilippo over to Schwartz. Schwartz to Farrell. Cross court pass to DiFilippo. DiFilippo for three. That comes off. Farrell on the boards again. Finds Schwartz. That one's blocked by Thomas. Thomas practically ripped that one out of Schwartz's hands. Over to Haggart for three. That's good. DeGroot will bring it up. 2:45 to play here in the first half. 38-25 in favor of the Pacers. Schwartz with it now. DeGroot pumps, finds DiFilippo. DiFilippo for three. That's off the back iron. Foul again. Inside the DiFilippo, he's blocked. Pulled down by Multier. And we're going to have a foul there on Kendall Farrell.
Oh, Farrell all over the boards tonight. That was his 9th rebound, 3 of them coming on the offensive glass.
He got 3 offensive rebounds so far in this one. The Pacers will take a timeout. But we have 2:16 to play in the first half. And the Pacers are playing tremendous basketball in this one.
Everything going right for them right now. As I said, it's a multifaceted offensive attack right now. They're bringing the ball to the hoop and making. Tip Schwartz is on fire here tonight. 4 of 6 from the three-point line. You really can't ask for much more.
Well, and see now that you can get to see some of the crowd over there, they are very excited for this Pacers team. The estimated attendance today is about 250, which is significantly more than what we saw in some games last year. But it just goes to show that some of the younger students and parents are coming out to see their Pacers play.
That's a good thing. Hey, good for the community. but for the university. That's what we like to see here in Marywood.
So 2 substitutions for the Pacers. Joey Monahan checks back in. And Adam Busada will come in to make his college debut. A 6'4" freshman, number 24. That one was rejected by the rim. Haggart could not get that one to go. DiFilippo will bring it up the court. Busada with it, and he gets it on the action.
They need those points there if you're Lehigh Valley. You better be sure you're going to be able to slam it home if you're going to try it in a wide open, fast break.
A minute 30 to play, 40-25 in favor of the Pacers. Bouye kicks it out to the top. Jenkins for 3, that's good. So that'll cut the Pacer lead to 12. The shot from the top of the key is good. How about that? Eric Shervanian, the 6-foot senior, getting in on the action. Shot from the top of the key is good, and Montier answers right back with a 3 of his own.
Lehigh Valley's starting to develop some better looks from three-point now, so maybe that's something to watch going forward in the game.
DeGroot will have it over to DiFilippo. Giovanni and another deep 3. He's taking these shots from Jimmer Fredette territory.
He certainly is. Not much you can do about that if you're Lehigh Valley. You're not going to go that far out to contest.
Shot is good there from Jenkins. 3 seconds to play in the first half. DeGroot shot from half court. Almost goes in. Just missed on that one. But what a first half for the Pacers.
Kind of would have been fitting if it went in there after Marywood's first half there. Nearly everything else was falling.
Well, we saw in the first half, this team's shooting 52% from the field. That is absolutely incredible for the first half. So when we come back after this break, we will have our halftime stats and the recap of the first half right here on TVM, so don't go anywhere.
Let's give a hand once again for the dance team. Give a hand once again for the cheerleading squad.
Since I come home.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have your winning 50-50 number. The winning number is 9905700. That number again, 99.
What we saw in the first half. So, the stats we saw in the first half, what a performance by the Pacers. Were tremendous offensively, 46 points scored. They finished with Tip Schwartz finished the first half with 14 points. Kendall Farrell had 6. The freshman Jack DeGroot had 6.
Well,
and the team was 53% shooting from the field.
Well, the big difference there was the three-pointers in the first half. When Tip really got going there, it opened up the whole offense for them because it really put Penn State on the back foot on the defensive right out of the gate. And then after that, you saw a lot of guys blowing past defenders baseline, and that's probably a result of them coming out so far to guard against the three. So we just opened up the whole offense for them, and let's just hope it continues here in the second half.
And I tell you what, the turnovers for Penn State, 10 turnovers to Marywood 7. Not great numbers.
No, for either team, really.
It's better than what we saw last year.
Oh, and one thing I will say about the turnover battle, too, is that you can see here Marywood 16 points off turnovers as opposed to only 4 points off turnovers for Penn State. So Marywood making better use of their steals than Penn State.
Absolutely they are. So we are just about set to get back to the action here on TVM. And here we go. The Pacers now will move left to right on your screen in their home gray, and Penn State in the road blue will move right to left. Schwartz gets a screen from Ringland, and it's stolen away. Bouye has the board, and he'll get the lay in. So Penn State jumps right out of the gate in the second half and gets on the board. Cuts the lead to 11. Ringland backing down on Bouye. Takes the shot. The bank shot is good from Jeremy Ringland. Up to Thomas. Thomas back out to Gilbert. Schwartz pulls down the rebound. Headed the other way. Ringland with it. Gets it over to Catchings. He gets a screen from Ringland. Out to Curley. Curley steps back to the three-point line. It is good. James Curley again for the Pacers.
Picking up right where they left off in the first half. The three balls working for them again here.
Thomas controls it. They get it over to the corner. That shot comes off. Curley fought for it, but I believe the Pacers will have it. Great hustle there by Curley to get to the ball.
Got to win those 50-50 balls.
Ringland from the top of the key, that comes off. Thomas pulls down the rebound and he's heading the other way. Into Bouye. Bouye's shot is good. .37 the score. We're just over 2 minutes played here in the second half. Catchings drives, his floater comes off. And a foul will be called. I believe that's going to be on Kendall Farrell. It is, that's his third. Farrell in a little bit of foul trouble here as the second half gets underway.
Absolutely, just what I was thinking.
Just saw Coach Enrico Mastriani talking to Kendall Farrell, telling him to be smart about what he does on defense. I believe Ringland got a piece of that one and blocked it. Farrell gets it over to Schwartz. Schwartz for three. That comes off. Ringland pulls down the rebound. He misses. Farrell gets his 10th board. And Curley gets the pass out. Catchings, the three is off. Bouye pulls down the rebound.
Disappointing possession there for the Pacers. Lots of opportunities to come up empty.
And another foul on Farrell. Thomas drove right into him and got the block.
That's the risk you take, though, leaving him in the game like that. Now you're probably going to have to sit him until the last couple minutes of this game or when he's really needed.
So Bouye will take it out at the sideline. We're over 3 minutes played here in the second half. They get it into Thomas. The shot from the top of the key by Thomas comes off. Bouye pulls down the board. And a foul will be called again. Wow, lots of fouls called here early in the second half. That one on Tip Schwartz.
Going back to the Farrell foul, that could be something to watch, too, because he's the leading rebounder by far for the Pacers tonight. 10 rebounds from the next highest rebounder is Monahan with only 4.
So Thomas will take it out. They get it into Bouye. Another foul is called. That one is on James Curley. Lots of fouls early in the second half. This is getting crazy how many fouls the Pacers have committed here.
Well, the good news for the Pacers, though, is that they're not in really any foul trouble besides Farrell. Pretty clean first half for them.
Well, they do already have 14 fouls here in the second half. And Penn State has cut the lead down to just 12. Curley over to Catching, inside to Schwartz. Backing down, they get it back at the Catching. Catchings steps back, Schwartz from the free throw line, that comes off. Ringland with the up and over, it's good. Jeremy Ringland.
Ringland really stepping up when they need him here after Farrell's on the bench. That's a big rebound and a big putback for the Pacers.
Penn State coming the other way. Thomas has it. They get it out to Multier. Jenkins with it, over to Multier. Multier for three with a hand in his face. That comes off. Monahan pulls down the rebound. Catchings loses it. Jenkins has it now. They get it over to Gilbert. Gilbert over Ringland. It's good. That was a heck of a shot there. The 5'9" Gilbert over a defender in Ringland who's 11 inches taller than him.
Tough shot to fall right there.
Monahan over to Schwartz, inside to Ringland. Ringland was looking for Curley, but it's stolen away. Thomas with an errant pass, and it goes out of bounds. And the Pacers will take over. Catchings will head to the bench. Jack DeGroot will check back in. DeGroot will bring it up. Gets it over to Schwartz, back to DeGroot. Monahan over to Schwartz. Schwartz drives, loses it, kicks it out of bounds, and the Pacers give it right back.
You're kind of getting the feeling here a little bit that if Penn State is going to get back in this game, this is the time to do it right here.
Pacers are ready with 4 turnovers here in the second half. Although they do still hold a 12-point lead. Bouye loses it. DeGroot comes up with it. Guarded tightly by Gilbert. They get it over to Curley. Looking for DeGroot, and another Pacer turnover. Bouye drives. The double pump is good over Ringland. And it's a 10-point game, 53-43 the score, and the Pacers will take their first timeout of the second half.
Really bad sequence there, bad stretch for the Pacers, playing very sloppy with the basketball. And, that's one of the last things you want to do here with it. Was a 12-point, now a 10-point lead, to be turning the ball over like that. Because you got to give them the least amount of opportunity to get back in this game.
The only way the Pacers are going to get back into this game is if they figure out how to stop turning the ball over, because they are slowly giving this lead away. They were in complete control in the first half. And it seems as though in the second half, Penn State has come out hungry. They want to play hard. And they're playing hard, very, very aggressive defensively. And the Pacers are no match for them right now. The lead's cut down to 10 points at 53-43.
Well, the reality is they're down 10 with 14:42 left to play here. They want to get themselves back in the game, so obviously they're playing with a lot of urgency. They're playing with defensive intensity. And if you're Penn State, that's what you want to see right now. If you want to see that kind of intensity right out of the second half, you're forcing Marywood turnovers. That's something to note, too. Keep doing what you're doing, because obviously whatever you're doing is making the Pacers very uncomfortable on offense. Looking very frantic right now.
They need to relax. They still have a 10-point lead. Play your game. They won't have a problem.
And exactly, all things we just said, too, about how things are going wrong, it still is a 10-point lead. So you're still in control of this game. It's just a matter of playing back and forth basketball now at this point.
So the Pacers will have it back. Adam Busada's back into the game for the Pacers. Catchings is also back in. They get it over to Monahan. Monahan to Schwartz in the corner. Schwartz drives, and he's fouled. But they're going to say it's on the floor. He was not in the act of shooting. Saw the players starting to line up for free throws. Schwartz pleading his case that it could have been a shooting foul, but he's not going to win his appeal. DeGroot up top to Catchings. Back over to DeGroot. Gets it up to Busada. Schwartz back to DeGroot. 5 to shoot. Monahan with the shot. Comes off. Schwartz had it, lost it, tips it out of bounds. And the Pacers turn it over again.
Pacers aren't creating those good looks they were creating in the first half right now. It's a lot of just back and forth passing. It's like they don't know what they want to do with the ball.
Pacers put on the full court press there. Catchings got the steal. He drives, misses the lay-in, and it's pulled down by Middleton. Middleton going the other way, and a foul will be called on DeGroot. Eric Gaynor back into the game for Penn State, and Tom DiFilippo will come back in for the Pacers. The drive and the miss, that's by Thomas. DiFilippo has it, gets it back up top. The little lay-in is no good, bounces around. Thomas gets it back, headed the other way. The shot over DiFilippo is good, that's Gaynor. He scores again. Gaynor gets on the board for the first time tonight.
8-point game here, but you can sense a little bit of anxiety in the gym right now. People are starting to get a little anxious, I think.
I'll tell you what, the Pacers seem as though they might be playing a little scared right now, and I'm not sure why. They still have an 8-point lead. That shot comes off, and it'll be a jump ball called. Monahan was all over that one, and it will go the other way.
Hey, we gotta get that contact down here.
Coach Mastriani expressing his frustration to his team. They are really in trouble right now. If they continue to play like this, that 8-point lead will evaporate very quickly. The drive, the wide open layup is good. That's Thomas again.
Broke the pace of press pretty easily there that time too, resulting in a wide open layup.
Catchings with it now. He drives and he'll be fouled.
Marywood has to keep their heads here, as you said, slow the game down, be patient with it. They need to limit transition opportunities as much as possible.
First free throw attempt from Catchings is good. He's 3 for 3 from the line today. That comes off, but Busada got the rebound there. DiFilippo has it. There are 4 freshmen and 1 sophomore on the court for the Pacers right now. A very young look. Tom DiFilippo being the upperclassman of the group, along with the 4 freshmen, Jack DeGroot, Joey Monahan, Adam Busada, and Donovan Catchings.
Way back in the game for Lehigh Valley as well.
The shot up and comes off. Going the other way is Thomas. Thomas gets it inside to Jenkins. He loses it. DeGroot comes up with the steal, and he gives it right back. And DeGroot will be called for the foul.
Again, just kind of feels like a little bit of a frantic play right there. You get a turnover, and then you give it right back.
It is a 7-point game, 54-47. Shooting 2 will be A.J. Multier. His first free throw is good. Jeremy Ringland and Tip Schwartz back into the game for the Pacers.
Obviously, Coach Mastroianni feeling the pinch here a little bit. He's feeling the intensity of this game as he's putting Schwartz and Ringland back in.
The second shot is good. Pacers will head the other way. Catchings being guarded in the full court. Catchings gets it back, gets a screen from Ringland. Busada inside to Ringland. Ringland looks like he could have been fouled. Ringland goes down on the play. Ball went out of bounds, no call there. Coach Mastriani very upset that there should have been a foul called there. And I tell you what, I agree, there really should have been a foul called there.
Well, it's probably frustration with that, plus all the fouls being called at the other end. It's just not working out here for the Pacers. He wants to see the whistle be a two-way whistle here more.
5-point game now, 54-49. 9 minutes played here in the second half. Multier with a long 3, that comes off. Tipped out of bounds, the Pacers will get it back. Ringland has it. Over to Catchings. Catchings drives, the little spin move. Stolen away by Multier. He drives in, gets the bucket. The Pacers take another timeout, and it's a 3-point game, 54-51.
Well, first half we said what? Everything went right for the Pacers. Everything's gone wrong for them here in the second half. Turnover after turnover after turnover.
They've already matched their turnover total from the first half, and we're not even 10 minutes into the second half.
And I told you about transition opportunities, too. It's leading to these easy buckets in the fast break here. And we talked about points off turnovers, so it's almost even now. 16-14 advantage for Marywood, but that was a much larger gap coming into this half. They have to take care of the basketball. It's one of your keys in the pregame. They got to take care of the basketball if they want to win this game.
Exactly, and if they want to go anywhere with their team this year, they need to protect the basketball.
This timeout here by Coach Mastroianni, you kind of got to feel a little bit like this is almost a desperation kind of timeout here. He's really feeling as though if this team doesn't turn it around here pretty soon, you're going to lose all momentum in this game. This Lions team here is very motivated right now, and everything is going against you. Not to say that Marywood can't still win. I mean, they just have to take care of the ball, get back to what they were doing in the first half, get those good open looks.
They need to take their smart shots. I get that Penn State is trying to play more aggressive defensively, but you got to look and take advantage of the little mistakes that they make on defense. So 10:29 left in the second half. 3-point game, the Pacers lead 54-51.
Makes you wonder a little bit if Farrell's absence from the floor is having that much of an impact on the Pacers.
Catchings will bring it up the court. They get it over to DiFilippo. And we're going to have a foul called. That's going to be on Gilbert. So there have been a barrage of fouls here in the second half, both ways. 10 fouls total between both teams, and we're just shy of halfway through the second half. Schwartz drives. The little floater is off. That one is good. Adam Busada with the lay-in.
Bucket the Pacers desperately needed right there.
So the lead is now 5 once again. That rolls around the rim, gets a friendly roll, and the lead is back to 3. Middleton got that one to go down. Over 10 minutes played here in the second half. Catchings gets it over to DiFilippo. DiFilippo drives. Inside to Ringland, and the two-handed flush by Jeremy Ringland. I tell you what, that's something we saw a lot from Ringland last year, and I hope we see a lot more of it this year. I think that might be the momentum swinger for the Pacers.
Absolutely. The gym is rocking right now. That's a big bucket for multiple reasons. You got the crowd back in the game, too.
The drive by Gilbert, blocked by Ringland! Pulled down by Busada, and the Pacers will go the other way. Schwartz over to Busada. Looked like a double dribble there, but they didn't call it. Busada gets the lay-in to go. 6 points for Adam Busada. And a timeout by Penn State. How about that? In about a minute and a half to swing, the Pacers now have the momentum once again. I think Ringland's flush might have been just what the Pacers needed in order to get themselves reacclimated into the flow of this game.
Well, absolutely. The dunk and the block at the other end, it's just two really high-intensity kind of plays. The gym got into it. It's tough when this crowd gets going. You know, it's like any other road gym. It's not easy.
A nice look at the crowd there. You see a couple of faces on sticks of some of the freshmen there. Can't really tell from here. It looks like, I think that's Monahan, Busada, and I want to say Jack DeGroot on those signs over there in the crowd. That's kind of cool to have. That's something we didn't really see a whole lot of last year.
We're always advancing here at Marywood.
So Penn State will get it back in. 8.5 minutes to play. 60-53 the score. Jenkins drives. Blocked away by Busada. Schwartz has it, and he will take it out of bounds. Had no chance to do anything there, as that pass was just a little over his head.
Pacers definitely turning up on the defensive end of the court here.
Bouye will be fouled. So Bouye will go to the line. Shooting 1 of 1 and he misses. Curious by Penn State as they didn't have anybody in the lane for the free throws there. Busada gets it to Schwartz. Gets a screen from Busada. Ringland has it now. He's going to drive and be fouled. It looks like they're going to call a reach there. And here comes Kendall Farrell back into the game. He really needs to be careful. He has 4 fouls thus far, but if he can continue to be aggressive on the defensive boards for the Pacers, that would be huge. They get it inside to Farrell, and he gets the bucket.
Immediate impact there from Farrell into the game for 2 seconds, already scoring.
8 points and 10 rebounds for Farrell. They get it over to Jenkins. Jenkins inside to Bouye. Over to Gilbert, who knocks down the contested 3.
Almost like a failed trap there by the Pacers, left the 3-point line open.
Catchings will bring it up the court. Over to Busada. Busada to Catchings again. Catchings gets it over to Farrell. Farrell gives it to Schwartz. Schwartz thought about a 3, but thought better of it. Busada. Farrell's going to drive. And he'll be called for a travel. And Coach Mastriani very wisely will get Farrell out of the game. Let him solely play offense. And Catchings will also head to the bench as DeGroot and DiFilippo both come into the game once again. Thomas has it at the top. They get it to Bouye. Gilbert over to Thomas. Into Bouye. Gilbert gets it back. He's looking to make something happen. 5 to shoot. The drive. Kick out to Jenkins. His shot comes off. Schwartz pulls down the rebound. DiFilippo with it. Over to Schwartz. And we're going to have a foul call. That looks like it's going to be on Jeremiah Jenkins. Farrell and Catchings back into the game. DeGroot and DiFilippo look like they're going to be heading back to the bench. I wouldn't be surprised if from this point on, Coach Mastriani has those two go in and out, back and forth defensively versus offensively. Ringland with the jumper. An 8-point lead for the Pacers, and Ringland is in double figures. Bouye on Ringland. Ringland might have gotten a piece of that one, but that goes in and out.
Ringland coming up really big here for the Pacers in a crucial time on both ends of the floor.
Catchings with it. He will get a screen from Ringland. Ringland gets it back. Was looking for Busada, and that gets knocked out of bounds. both teams are in the bonus, so any fouls the rest of the way will result in free throws. Kendall Farrell has himself a double-double. Have a day, why don't you? 10 points, 10 rebounds for Kendall Farrell. Pass out, back over to Gilbert. Gilbert gets it back up to the top of the key. Gilbert will be fouled. Let's see who that's on. That could be on one of two guys. Looks like they called it. Looks like they called it on Busada. That's going to be his first. So we are just under 5 minutes remaining here in the second half. 66-56, the Pacers lead. The momentum swing is obvious. The Pacers have taken back momentum after that Ringland dunk. It got the crowd fired up. It got the team fired up. And this team is in front once again by 9. And now it's 8 as Jenkins goes 2 for 2 at the line.
Well, seizing the momentum back was something the Pacers really had to do. This game was getting to be a nail-biter here for a while.
Catchings gets it to Farrell. Farrell to Ringland. Ringland, pass out of a shot. Farrell again. 12 points for Kendall Farrell. Defense. 10-point lead for the Pacers once again. Their largest lead of the night was 16. That three-pointer is good. That was Gilbert.
One thing you got to give this Penn State team credit for, if nothing else, is they hang in the game. They're pesky. They hang around with you. Even though at the end we talked, the Pacers were dominating. They're right there.
Well, under 4 minutes to play. The Pacers lead 68-61. Farrell with it, 10 to shoot. Catchings drives. The up and under is good over Bouillet. Nice little shot there over the much taller defender. And the lead is back to 9. The drive, the up and under is good from Jenkins. The drive by Catchings. He'll be fouled and head to the charity stripe. Catching's first free throw is good. Monahan and Schwartz come into the game. Usada and Farrell will take a seat.
Interesting to see what will happen here. The Pacers have been more effective with Farrell on the floor tonight.
That shot is good. 72-63 the score. 3 players in double figures for the Pacers. That shot is off from Jenkins. Schwartz pulls down the rebound. Schwartz will drive. The step back is good. Tip Schwartz. He has a game-high 16, and the Pacers lead again by 11. We have a foul on the play, but does the shot count? The referee signals that the shot is good, and it is a dead ball foul on Ringland.
So Penn State doing just enough to keep this game interesting. Every time they seem to need a shot, they need a 3, they seem to be getting it.
And Penn State will take a timeout.
one big thing here I think I'm noticing in the second half is that it seems as though Marywood's a little more hesitant to take those threes they were taking in the first half. It seems like they were firing a little more with a little more reckless abandon in the first half, and maybe that's because they were getting a little nervous because of the lead. They want to protect it. Maybe they got a little too cute with their playing style, but they could hang on here tonight. You chalk it up as win number 1. And a win is a win at the end of the day.
They look good so far. They got an 8-point lead with 2:25 to play here in the second half. And I'm very encouraged by the way this team has played to this point in the game. And if they continue to play like this, they're going to have a shot to do something special this year because they look very good so far.
I think they look good. I think they've made mistakes, though. I think they need to correct a lot of things, to be totally honest with you. They played very sloppy with the ball in the second half. I'm not, and believe me, not trying to be the bearer of bad news here or anything like that. I'm just trying to say what I see. I think they had a great first half. They fired on all cylinders. They were hitting a lot of their shots. Defensive effort was good. I think in the second half they got a lot of fouls called against them early. That could have been a factor. I think they were a little less aggressive. But the number one thing for me was the turnovers, and that's something they have to correct going forward. And all that aside, it's the first game of the year, and a win is a win.
This is very true. A win is a win, whether it's by 2 points or by 22 points.
I mean, an encouraging sign here for a team that had a year that really wasn't what they hoped for last year. A win on opening night is something that you're looking for.
So Ringland will go to the line. That shot is no good. 2:19 left to play. That shot from Thomas comes off. Ringland tips it back into Schwartz. So the Pacers will have it with just under 2 minutes to play. Schwartz is doubled. Bouye had it and dribbled it out of bounds, so he gives it right back to the Pacers. There was an issue with the shot clock.
Fresh 30 here for the Pacers. I think he said 28. Yeah, it'll be 28 seconds on the shot clock.
Looked like it could have been a fresh 30 because it looked like Bouye had control of the ball. Catchings to Schwartz. Schwartz to Ringland. That's knocked away and stolen away by Moltier. Going the other way, Bouye, it's in and out. Farrell pulls it down again. That's his 11th rebound of the night. 1:35 to play. The Pacers lead by 8. Schwartz has it. Guarded by Gilbert. They get it over to DeGroot. DeGroot's shot is good. The lead is back to 10. Penn State hustling down the other way. Thomas with it. The three comes off. Farrell again with the rebound, and he'll be called for the travel.
Tough call to go against you there. Kind of a midair, falling over.
Not a whole lot Farrell could do there, and he actually came up limping on that one. Hopefully he's okay.
Seems as though he said he was all right to coach there, so let's hope his assessment is correct.
So a timeout there was taken by Penn State.
Farrell is headed over to the trainer's table, though.
I wouldn't be surprised if with 1:07 left, he might be done for the night. May have tweaked something, could have possibly rolled his ankle, maybe his knee could have buckled. Hopefully it's nothing serious, but you always want to be careful, especially when you have a 10-point lead with this little time left. You want to be careful and make sure you don't further injure yourself on a play.
Absolutely, especially in a non-conference game like this is. It is opening night, but it is a non-conference game as well, so you don't want to lose one of your very important players in this game, especially with the lead now. It would really be terrible for a team to lose a guy with a minute left like this. and the game almost in hand. Doesn't look to be anything too serious, though, just having a look over at the trainer's table.
It looks to me from here like he's holding his knee. It is his left leg, it appears. Let's see. I see the trainer over there. It looks like they're going to put some ice. I do believe it is his knee.
The only thing you don't like about that kind of an injury is it's one of those almost non-contact injuries where you fell over on the floor, and a number of things could have happened to the leg.
I mean, his knee could have buckled, or he could have even just banged his knee on the floor.
Well, we hope for the best.
The shot from Moultier for three comes off. He gets his own rebound, and he flushes it down. 57 seconds remaining. The group gets it into Schwartz. Penn State presses. Catchings goes the other way. Finds Ringland, and the alley-oop lay-in is good.
Pacers starting to feel it now.
Thomas will be fouled by Schwartz.
We're standing still, Dave. He's standing still. They're initiating contact. He's standing still.
46 seconds to play. Pacers lead by 10. They are, in fact, wrapping Kendall's left knee, and it looks like he's done for the night. Looks like he's okay. Just wanted to take precautions there. Make sure he's okay.
As we said, in this situation, you don't want to risk anything.
Rebound! Rebound!
The second free throw is good. They get it into the group. The group looked like he could have been fouled. Monahan in the game. He lost the ball. And they get it back. The group will drive. The lay-in is good. Pacers lead by 11. 80-69 the score. The shot comes off. Schwartz with the board. He will bring it up to half court. And it looks like the Pacers will run out the clock. Five seconds left. And that's going to do it. So the Marywood Pacers get their first victory of the year by a final score of 80-69. What a performance here for the men tonight. They hit a little bit of a rough patch in the beginning of the second half, got into a little bit of foul trouble, but after the Ringland slam, it seemed like they really had the momentum swing back to their side.
Well, now that we could say that probably was the ultimate turning point in the game, I think that's fair to say. That and the block at the other end really re-energized the team, the crowd. But it did feel like there for a little while like this game could have been slipping away. It was a dangerously close score there for a while, being where it was at the end of the first half especially. But I said it before, a win is a win, Brendan, and it's the first win of the year. It's your first game of the year, and you'd rather be 1-0 than 0-1. And I guarantee one team is going to feel better about themselves tonight than the other.
Absolutely, you're right. This team was led on offense by Tip Schwartz. He had 16 points. And how about the performance from Kendall Farrell? 12 points, 12 rebounds, a double-double in his first game of his senior year.
Well, it was a really impressive performance from him, too, and I think a lot could be taken from his performance, seeing how they played with him on the floor and without him on the floor. During that run we talked about where there was a lot of turnovers, really rough patches, it seemed like when he went out due to foul troubles, when things really started to kind of go downhill for the Pacers. And when he was brought back in, he seemed like he kind of stabilized the team, and he was kind of like their rock tonight. So he's going to be an interesting impact player going forward for the Pacers, I think, for sure.
Well, that's going to do it for our coverage here of Marywood Pacers men's basketball here on TVM. From all of us here at TVM, along with Nico Lomanzo, I'm Brendan Murphy saying goodnight from the Interlochen Arena. Once again, the final score, the Pacers defeat Penn State Lehigh Valley 80-69.